It has become just a mark of loyalty to Donald Trump and the new direction of the Republican Party that all of what you saw on January 6th, that wasn't true. That wasn't what happened. It was just a normal day at the Capitol, or at least that's what lots of Republican lawmakers are saying. Here's a bit of a little montage was put together by Morning Joe of some of these statements recently.
It was Trump supporters who lost their lives that day, not Trump supporters who were taking the lives of others.
My constituents demand answers, but the truth is being censored and covered up. As a result, the DOJ is harassing peaceful patriots across the country.
So was January 6th an insurrection, or could it be more accurately described as a mob of misfits?
There was no insurrection, and to call it an insurrection, in my opinion, is a bold-faced lie. Watching the TV footage of those who entered the Capitol and walked through Statuary Hall showed people in an orderly fashion staying between the stanchions and ropes, taking videos and pictures. You know, if you didn't know the TV footage was a video from January the 6th, you would actually think it was a normal tourist visit.
I don't think so, actually.
That's good at the end there. Just a normal tourist visit. Jason, I want your thoughts. Maybe we can bring up some of the shots that were taken while you're giving your commentary of that normal tourist visit from those rowdy misfits there in the Capitol.
Right, like it was a school field trip to the National Mall. No, John. First, okay. Everyone that gave their commentary in that montage was probably still mad about being like rejected in high school, middle school. And secondly, it is so for me being, and I'm going to enter race into this, and here's why. Because had that been a mob of people of color storming the Capitol, there would have been copious amounts of death there, right? And that would have been called an insurrection. That would have been called a mob. They would have been called a lot worse than misfits and just angry people. I mean, the footage speaks for itself. Those representatives in Texas and all these very conservative states are. If that wasn't an insurrection, then they are delusional. Then they are delusional. And I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. Watching it, the camera doesn't lie. The images speak for themselves. Those are people that were enacting and exacting violence on the Capitol in the Capitol and on the Capitol grounds. January 6th. There's no way that you can spin that in the media. There's no way you can spin that out of the media. There's no way you can spin that in reality and in an everyday occurrence. That's exactly what happened. And what even chaps my hide for those from Texas, my aunt's from Texas, she says that, is the fact that the people who seem to have an issue with it, or seem to say or want to proselytize us into believing that that wasn't an insurrection, or what happened on January 6th wasn't exactly what we saw, are what I would think very intelligent and smart people, some of them even Ivy League educated, that know better. And what do you, and honestly, what do you get by lying about that and saying it's not what it was? What do you get? What do you have to?
I can think of a few things.
Like what?
You get Donald Trump to potentially like you and support you. You get the vast majority of the Republican base that believes to this day simultaneously two things. One, that what happened at the Capitol wasn't that bad and everyone's exaggerating it. And also it was terrible, but Antifa did it. So they do believe that. And they do not want to hear anything contradicting that from anyone who wants to call themselves a Republican. And so if you, like, all you have to do in most of media and in politics these days is just tell people the lies they want to hear. And this is the lies that they want to hear. They want to hear that that was a normal day for tourism. Look, I have to admit, I've been to DC several times. I've never actually toured the Capitol. Maybe that is what it's like. Maybe I wasn't missing much. Maybe it's people with guns and fire extinguishers. I don't know. I haven't been there.
John, it's not. But what would be refreshing is if one of those people who says that it's not what we saw actually says, you're damn right. We stormed the Capitol. And here's why we stormed the Capitol. And you know what? We might do it again. I would respect that a lot more. At least they're being honest and they have convictions. They have conviction in how they feel. Yeah. That I can respect. We're not all gonna agree. Clearly, as we've seen, being Americans in our lifetime, we're not gonna agree on everything. But I can respect someone who stands in what they believe, and they do that respectfully, much more times than not they don't. But they're like, hey, it is what it is in my eyes, and here's why I see it that way. And as an evolved species, as we are all trying to be, I can say, okay, well, I see where you're coming from. I don't disagree. But when they try to lie to us and pull the wool over our eyes as they always do, that's infuriating. Just be honest with it. It was a violent mob attack by Trump's base because they were pissed that he lost. Point blank, period. And people you can accept that and stomach that and then move on from that. But to continuously lie about it, it's just even more infuriating than just being honest. Than honesty. Honesty is always the best policy with me, and I'm sure a lot of people watching at home probably feel the same way.
Probably. That said, you just said something very controversial there because you said it was a violent incident by Trump's base. You stated that as if it was a fact. Not everyone accepts that. Here is a video of Representative Ralph Norman of South Carolina.
When I see this sheet on our timeline and on the, let's see, okay, at 2:07, a mob of Trump supporters breached the steps. I don't know who did a poll that is Trump supporters. You had the media saying the same thing, just like.
Okay, so first of all, let's put up the photos. You're gonna see a lot of, I think our producers gave us this photo to try to prove that it's Trump supporters. That just proves to me it's Mert supporters. I don't see anything about Trump, I just see Mert. But anyway, yeah, no, that's why we believe that, well, that's one reason we believe it's Trump supporters. First of all, because they were flying his flag. Second of all, they seem to like red hats, suspiciously. Number 3, they went from a Trump event to go to the Capitol, attack it. Number 4, they went to DC in the first place because Trump and Republicans were promoting it for literally weeks leading up to it. Also, many of the people who've been arrested are very vocal supporters of Donald Trump on social media. They talk about their support for him. No, there was no poll, but all of the evidence is incredibly clear.
It's incredibly clear. I mean, John, we connected the dots here on the damage report. I think the last time I was here on the show with tweets about leading up to what was gonna happen on January 6th. And again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's just like, let's just be honest about it and stop trying to play the American people as idiots, And we fight so hard to make our way through this murky water that is politics that has been the last 4 years, right? Because every day we're inundated with some kind of conspiracy theory, more news about this. We're always being thrown a curveball and being thrown to left field when it comes to politics in our country. And it's disrespectful. We shouldn't have to do that. We shouldn't have to fish through what's real and what's not. We should be given the cold hard truth, be it if we don't like it, or if it's nice or it's not nice, we should still be entitled to that as American people because I think we've earned that. So for these people in North Carolina and in Texas and in Mississippi and in Alabama and all these states that have been openly historically about their views about their conservative views, which they are able and more entitled and very well entitled to have those views. It's like, okay, cool, but just quit BSing us. Like just stop, just stop. We're not dumb and we know what's up and the jig is up.
Yeah. I agree 99% with what you said. The 1% was a correction from someone in the audience who says they're not murky waters, they're murdy waters. There's a lot of murd out there these days.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.